Frankenstein's monster.
I feel like nobody sees that the computer was the one project, because he like Fisk says, don't let your human emotions get the best of you. The whole film is about revenge. And what is more primal and human than that revenge feeling?
Yep.
Once more with feeling.
I like the fact that when you do realize that it's Stem who's the bad guy, he goes from you hearing him in his voice in his head to hearing him in the speaker systems.
Yeah.
He automatically transfers, like he Bluetooths into the speakers, and his voice is even deeper. He's like, "Yeah, it was me, motherfucker." He's all catfish and shit. He's all catfish.
Yeah, he was able to do whatever. He could have done that at any time, any point in time.
He just needed to get rid of the head fish.
Yep. And it's so he basically he tells them, I needed a human host, and you were the perfect candidate for
it. Untouched by technology.
You were the one, Neo.
He played all sides, dude.
And so he fucking
and that's when Gray starts fighting against him, he stabs him in his. He stabs himself in the hand.
Cortez is there.
Cortez shows up, and she's kind of like
she's trying to apprehend him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then he fucking does like a flip and like knocks her ass out.
Yeah.
And then takes a knife and he's gonna kill Cortez, and then he starts fighting himself.
So he stabs his hand, so he doesn't fucking use it.
And then Aaron walks over there with a gun, and he's like, "Oh, it was me. It was Stem the whole time."
And he fucking obliterated.
And then that's when Gray fucking walks up to the front of him and just fucking high fives his face,
side of his head and his temple,
with the knife in his hand still.
So he stabs his head with the knife stabbed through his hand.
It was like a shish kebab, like a kebab, fucking body.
And so now the brain is gone.
Yes,
there's no more threat to Stem.
Yeah, and now he's focused on killing Cortez because she wants to kill him.
Yeah,
she will not back down until he is locked away or whatever happens.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Die hard cop.
So he walks over to Cortez and is choking her out essentially, and then Gray has kind of a mental breakdown, and then boom, we wake up in.
Oh, he grabs the gun.
He grabs the gun.
He has it pointed at her, and then he kind of points it away.
He says, "You're not in control. I am."
Yeah.
And then at that point, we snap back into him in the hospital bed.
Yeah, because he puts the gun to his neck, and right when he pulls the trigger, it cuts to him in the hospital.
That's when it's officially he took over. Like,
but then I was like, oh, he's like, this whole thing was fake. At first, I was thinking that like, oh, this was. Just
I was gonna be pissed,
dream.
like you said. I was what? This can't be a dream. I thought because it makes it seem like it picks up right after the crash, and then
because she's like, oh, we were in an accident, and like everything's okay, I'm fine, and,
So it's a twist within a twist because you're not thinking of it as that scene's intended when you first see it. You're like immediately, oh shit, like this was all not real. It was a hallucination. Or
Stem fucking made that while he was fucking killing people with fucking Gray, dude. Imagine.
Almost like what the fuck? Devil's Advocate. How he has the whole movie in the drop of a fucking the whole bathroom scene, and it's just right then and there. You think it's a dream, but it's actually him being in another place in his mind while his body is being controlled by Stem, which is a fucking mind fuck because, like I said, what's to make you think that's not happening?
They should
now.
Gray's personality was put in his subconscious, so he's living in this alternative reality, or what he thinks is reality somewhere else.
Basically on vacation. He's his mind has snapped.
Yeah, if they do,
Stem would say.
Yeah, if they do a sequel, which I
they should just call it Stem, and
Stem, and it's just him
trying to get back or something. I don't know. Like they could do it. Like it would be sick.
I think it stands. It's good. Honestly.
It stands as it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do some.
So anyways, Cortez is like, "Where's Gray?" And it's like, "Gray's not here anymore. He's in a better place.
He's in a better place now."
Yeah, and then he's like, "It's just me now, Stem." And then he fucking caps fucking Cortez, and
then he walks into
away.
darkness.
He walks away like a T2000 dude.
T1000?
Yeah.
And that's it, dude.
And that's the end. It's like upgrade.
I was gonna be pissed, like I said, if it was a dream, but they did a twist within a twist.
Can we call that an upgrade though? After all that.
Yeah, that's more of a takeover than an upgrade.
There you go. Part 2.
Takeover.
Sabotage.
And it's about STEM making more STEMs. I don't know. That's not what he wanted though, right?
No, he wanted
No,
to
he
be
just
the
wanted
only
one.
one.
He wanted to be the one.
That's why all the other fools had the blue in their eyes, and he didn't. You
Yeah.
notice that?
He didn't want
He
the
was the only.
modifications.
Yeah, he was the only one who was different.
Because he wasn't
Yeah.
touched by technology, basically.
Yeah, because they had the fucking X-ray vision and shit,
Yeah, they had all these other things that he
like
did,
thermal vision.
Fucking
that weird cough
observer
power.
eyes.
and so he had. They murdered all of them. So then
Yeah.
he's the only
No
one.
more competition.
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Hell yeah.
I recommend it, and I'd probably watch it again.
Yeah,
so
I need to
can
watch
see-
it again, I think.
so I can see the replay value on it. So I can see all these little things and notice little things.
Yeah, once you know those twists, I feel like you can hone in on all those little details more so because you know what's coming.
Yeah.
So you can analyze everything.
STEM was really smart and manipulative.
I think this is just smartly written.
Yeah.
Scene for scene, everything is for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably stuff that we didn't even catch yet.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely, I think it's got massive replay value. And
It has that high score on Rotten too.
yeah,
Just for the fight scenes alone, dude. Pretty
The choreography.
I agree.
yeah, they're wild. And I feel, I would hope, I want to say this before I forget, that this movie has staying power. Like years in the future, I feel like we're like
We might look back at this, right?
or like our kids are gonna be hanging up fucking the fucking upgrade posters on their walls the way that we hung up RoboCop or
Yeah.
fucking Total Recall or,
Yeah.
all those
Shit.
fucking movies.
Michael Myers, Halloween.
This is like a love letter to all those films that we loved growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was done right, which
Yeah.
is what I really like.
It does have that feel to it. I agree with that. It does have that feel.
That icon, that iconic power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you were saying a lot of people think that this is like Venom done right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're saying that is because this movie is so good. It's just really good.
It's almost a really grim way of saying, hey, this can fucking happen to us. Or it has happened to us.
Or they're thinking about it right now and they're gonna do it. Tight deal.
It's on its way.
Coming soon to a body near
Would you guys be down to have a stem in your body, dude?
Me?
Yeah. If
Me?
you weren't walking.
I'd be down to have a fucking shotgun in my arm.
If I was in his situation where I was married and I lost my
you
woman,
get that revenge.
and yeah, and if I but here's the thing, I don't know if I'd go as far as going all out in the revenge. As soon as I knew I had STEM, I'd fucking take off and walk the earth.
Let him take over.
Yeah, I would just yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna go kill all these. But it was for a reason. He needed to kill the rest of those guys. But for me personally, if I had a STEM, I'd probably just do whatever the fuck I wanted.
You
And
could.
I wouldn't have an agenda. I would just do whatever I
And
wanted.
then you get mad and be like, "What is this motherfucker doing?
Yeah.
He's not following my goddamn plan."
Yeah, listen, fuck, you gotta go kill those people.
Nope.
You son of a
I'm getting
bitch.
French toast.
You're ruining my.
Stop eating pancakes.
You're ruining everything, right?
It's my time.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I can't let you do that, Atlas. But I just want French toast. I can't let you do that, Atlas. You have high cholesterol.
Atlas. He's gonna have a
You're
stem
gonna
called
kill
Atlas.
us.
You're gonna kill us.
You're gonna have a heart attack, Atlas.
Too many pancakes.
That sausage bacon is not good.
All right, so we're almost to the end of the episode. We've got the interview portion and Swan Facts.
Ooh.
So what do we do first?
I say interview first.
Yeah.
All right, then. Here it is.
What's up, everybody? I'm sitting here with Leigh Whannell, the co-creator of the Saw franchise and the Insidious franchise, and he's got his brand new movie that he wrote and directed, Upgrade, out June 1st this year. Thank you for coming to the office and chatting with us,
Thanks
Leigh.
for having me. This is a great office.
A gun implanted inside his hand.
So I had the opportunity to see it last night. Great film, super fun. Every part about it is just really very imaginative and fun. Obviously pays homage to a lot of different films with sci-fi and horror. Kind of what were your inspirations as you were writing and directing this?
During the writing process, I was consumed by the story. Like, that's always the hardest thing to get right with any film when you're writing it is the story, you know, because it's very hard to get a film made, and the only thing that's going to get it made most of the time is, you know, a solid script. But later, as I was starting to get into production, I did start to watch films like RoboCop, The Terminator, films that I grew up with from the 80s that really reflected the height of practical effects. And the reason I looked to them, despite them being great movies, I also loved the fact that they were achievable sci-fi films, meaning that the special effects within them were things that had been done in camera with practical effects, you know. I felt like when I looked at a film like The Terminator or RoboCop, I felt like I could achieve a film on that scale.
Also, Terminator and RoboCop remind me of Logan's performance in the film. He very much has that kind of vibe. What went into kind of directing that, and how long did it take for him to get that perfect kind of robotic movement?
Well, it was something that was always in the script, and it was something I always knew I wanted to do. When I'm making a film, I'm always looking at the script thinking, what's different about this? Whatever genre it is, I'm always trying to throw darts at it and figure out how I could make it better and how I could make it more unique, more specifically. And so this idea of somebody whose head is doing something different to their body was appealing to me. I thought it was unique, and if we could get it right, it'd be something audiences hadn't seen before. So when I was introduced to Logan and we talked on the phone, I told him straight away, one of the first things I said to him on the phone was, I really want you to learn to do something different with your body. That was followed by a few months of him training. You know, I was doing pre-production in Australia, and he would email me videos of himself in his backyard, and I would give him notes. You know, I would email him back and say, hey, you know, less Tin Man. You know, don't robot dance. Just, I wanted a very sort of graceful fluidity to it.
It was very interesting because it the fight scenes feel almost like a ballet.
Right.
More than like fights, although they end at a very visceral and intense in the fighting, so the balance was really interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's great. I like that you said that, because that's what I was going for. I did want that. I did want this ballet feeling, and I actually had the production employ a dance and movement coordinator to work with Logan, not just the stunt team. I knew the stunt team could teach him how to fight and punch someone and dodge a punch, but I wanted to go further than that. I wanted him to learn that kind of the fluidity of ballet and of dance, and so I had them work in tandem with each other, and it was really fun.
In addition to both Logan's acting, the cinematography really lends itself well to all of the action sequences. How did you go about kind of these very fun and interesting kind of camera tilts and all those things? How do you find the balance between making it feel like gimmicky versus just kind of cool?
Well, the balance is tough because it's subjective. My version of too much might be your version of not enough. And so you really have to use yourself as the barometer and say, okay, this is what I feel is the right amount of camera movement or camera trickery. You don't need to do very much for it to have a big impact on an audience.
Are there any horror films that like still manage to scare you now that you've been involved in making them so long?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad that I am still affected by horror films. Not only are there movies from when I was younger that still affect me, there are new films coming out, horror films. Just a week or